Yeah.
Okay. So, what was your first job, and how old were you, and what did you do with the money you earned? Did you have any odd jobs, or you could talk about chores you did when you were younger, but
I guess I babysat. I kept my cousin Dick when I lived next door because, you know, Uncle Minter and Aunt Ruby were going places and I would keep it. And then I got a job in traffic. I worked as a cashier. That was really my first job, I guess, real job.
Penn Traffic, New York City.
Penn Traffic was in Johnstown.
Everybody
It
likes
was
to
a
say,
big
I used to
department
think that.
store. And, but Boscov's took over that store after that. But it was a nice store. A lot of my friends, a lot of people I knew worked there.
Penn Traffic, yeah.
Penn Traffic. It was named from being Penn, you know, and it was run by people of this town. It started under the town.
Now, once you got married and had children, you didn't have any jobs then, or did you?
Yeah, well, I was working there then, part-time. I worked, you know, I didn't, not till after I was married, you know. I didn't work at first.
In Lancaster, when we were in junior high and high school, you worked.
I worked at, yeah. Oh, when I was in Tyrone, also, I worked part-time. I wrapped gifts for the store. It was, and the man who ran the store was the manager, was a member of our congregation, and I would help out with seasonal there.
What'd you do with the money you earned?
I don't know. Just needed it, so we did it.
Yeah, just yeah, day by day stuff,
Yeah,
right?
when I budgeted, so I would just have that or some of my spending money, that's what
She was
Wow.
very frugal. I remember working a lot in Shands. I really enjoyed that because I was at the counter where all the little 50-cent dollar gifts for Christmas that children would come and pick out for their mothers, and I enjoyed that. It was right down at the bottom of the escalator, and I really enjoyed that job a lot.
And that's right where in the square in Lancaster, the building. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I worked at the hospital one summer, and I also was a nurse's aide for a summer, and found out I was not fit for the medical field. I was very clear of that by the end of the summer. Different. I was really a conglomerate, doing little this and of course
You worked at
babysitting.
Beam's Music Store,
Well, that was when you.
TJ
kids were-
Sports Den.
Yeah, those were
Side
interesting. Worked at PS Handcrafts, helping at the store, and also with their making bows and putting little bows on things. That was her signature. That was kind of fun to do. But I think the best one I had was at Diamond Street Nursery School. For 10 years I worked helping Cheryl Kraft and this Leona. I was a teacher's aide, and then they left me try one whole year of actual being lead teacher. And I went back to being an aide because I found out I didn't like watching the clock because you had 20 minutes for this and then 20 minutes for this. So I discovered that I'd rather be the helper in the classroom, and I loved doing that.
You know, Lisa, that's right. When you moved to York County, you worked at the hardware store.
True value.
That's when I met you, yeah, I remember hearing the stories
True
about,
value in the
yeah.
warehouse. That was a different job. It was a good experience though, really.
Pricing things.
Well, I worked at Hamilton Watch when I first started jobs at Lancaster, yeah. worked in the parts department where people would send in for different parts for the watches, for the jewelers would send that, and we would send the parts out. I remember when I was interviewed by Mr. Ruthart, he looked at him, he said, yeah, this is strange for me. He says, I never hired a pastor's wife.
You had to tell time too.
Yeah.
It was nice working there, but I was offered this job at Lancaster General by taking the mail around. Well, yeah, one of our members did it, and she was pudding, and she asked me if I wanted a job, and I said, what doing? And she told me. I said, oh, I could do that. So I took the mail around to different departments first. And then I started to cashier. And then I also admitted people, and I worked the information desk. So I enjoyed my work there. And that's of course when Cleon was in school, and George had his accident while I was working there.
Yeah, I was working there that summer too. I just come home. I did night shift. That was an interesting shift to do. Yeah, and I had just gotten home, and then, that happened. Yeah, quite the memories.
Yeah, well, Herb came into the hospital the day that George was having his accident. He didn't have his clerical on. He never came to the hospital without his clerical on, because he did the visiting and things. And he came to the desk and he says, Phyllis, I have something to tell you. I said, what are you doing here now? Because it was an odd time. It was in the morning. And he said, well, George was in an accident. And I said, where is he? He's down in emergency. Oh, I'm going down right away. And my boss sat me down on a chair, got me a tranquilizer. And she said, you sit down here. I said, I want to go see him. And Herb says, no, you don't want to see him. And I said, I do want to see him. And I went down. But it was a upsetting time.